Alright, we're going to start by bringing in your sketch, your drawing, whatever you want to bring in. And I went ahead and set the opacity down to like 10 or 15 just to make it light gray and keep it in the background there. We're going to start by pulling up our rulers for this floors, ceilings, and walls tutorial here. And just kind of, as you come around this stroke, you'll see that there's a high point, there's a low point, there's a side point, on each end. So as we go about dragging our rulers down, that's where we kind of want to place those rulers as they hit the top. So this, as it hits the top, would be a ceiling. As it hits the bottom, would be a floor. And as it hits the side, it will be a wall. Does that make sense? You can't answer me. Hopefully it does. So then we just continue. There's another ceiling. This doesn't really come to a wall. It just drops down to this, so there won't be a wall here. This is a wall here where we want it to stop and come back out. Ceiling, floor, wall, floor, and that just kind of connects. There's no real wall there. So we're swinging around here, door to the side, wall here, wall here, and this is the hardest part. Once you get this down, you're going to be a pen tool wizard. So floors and ceilings coming up here. Here's another hard stop corner. The wall. We already got that ceiling. Okay. And usually I pull this stroke in because in calligraphy you kind of lift up your pen here and then start a stroke here. So I usually will just drag this in, and I'll show you that more later. So we'll just keep coming down here and get some more ceilings and walls. This is all a gradual drop. There's no real wall here, so we're just going to drop one down here on the floor and ceiling. That one almost lines up. Here's another wall, coming back around. Here's a ceiling, ground, wall. There's no real place to drop a wall there, but there is a floor there. Okay, I think we are good with our guides. As you can see, it's kind of crazy, but if we start in the same spot, it'll start making sense. So go ahead and turn on a stroke of any kind. I have orange, it's off screen, but I went ahead and did orange because I like orange, it's bright, and you'll be able to see the contrast. Won't get lost. Alright, so I usually go to, just as you draw the characters, come over here and start, and you'll click and hold shift and drag to the right. Then you'll come down here and drop this floor, hold shift, drag right, hold alt to move. I've gotten used to holding shift. If you don't have if you're not holding shift, you can keep the Bezier on point. If you use your direct selection tool, or just hold command for that direct selection tool. Alright, see the difference between, or I'll show you. And we're going to come up here to a ceiling, drag it out. See the difference is this, it will, if you hold the white arrow tool or command, it will keep that right arm in motion with the left arm. And I'm not holding shift, obviously. And if you use the alt button, it breaks that Bezier curve and they no longer work together. So that's the difference between holding command and bringing up that direct selection tool and using alt. I hold shift on everything, so it's not really do vice versa. So this is a little bit of playing back and forth. You want to get those Beziers to fight each other a little bit to get that nice curve there, because there's no real wall that you run into. Alright, over here to the wall. And this is a straight up and down pretty much point, so you're just going to click, and then you're going to bring this back into the dot there. And come up here. Alright. Drag it around. Command minus to zoom out a little bit. Alt or Command to bring up your fixer. And you're going to close it here. And click anywhere in there just to get the stroke to come back around. And see, this will kind of connect and be hidden into that base, as I was trying to describe earlier. Just going to click there because this is a straight up curve. Floor, wall, ceiling. Alright, let's invert that stroke. And there you got this portion of the G. Alright, let's start with this stroke. So I'm just going to click there because I don't think it, yeah, there you go. It just wants to drop off to this one, so just a click point up here. May regret that coming back around. Alright, it's kind of a gentle slope down to the floor. Pull it out. Oh, let me turn back on the stroke. Alright, now to the wall. Ceiling. The wall. Back in. To the floor. Ceiling. Another one of those fighting. You can make it as fat or as skinny as you want there. Make those Beziers fight each other. There we go. Now we invert that stroke to a fill. Command colon to get rid of your guides. Then there's your G. And obviously, you know, there's some tweaking to do, but this will get you on the right path and get you going. And the purpose of these smaller strokes or these fewer points is it's easier to manipulate and to adjust because you're only dealing with a handful of Bezier points as opposed to a live trace where you get